Well, hello there, and welcome back to Riffing with Clintus, my podcast that just won't die. It's something that I love to do. It's always been the third item on my list, fourth item, fifth item. It's always on the bottom of the list of things to do, and I apologize for that. But we got a lot to talk about. I've actually recorded 2 other episodes in the past at some point and just never posted them because I never got around to post them. And then by the time that I wanted to post them, I felt like what I talked about was irrelevant or my mood or feelings had changed. So it was just like, I'm not going to post it. We're recording this and I'm going to immediately upload this. So you're listening to it most likely, unless something catastrophic happens, you're listening to this literally moments after I record it. So first and foremost, thank you very much. If you're still listening to this, thank you very much. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. You have 70 something episodes to go back and listen to, plus some bonus short little episodes that I do as well. This is episode 73, and we're going to call it season 3. I started this podcast back in 2018, and it's crazy to think about because if I had stuck with it, we'd be like in the hundreds, 200s, I don't even know where we'd be at, but we're in the 70s because I'm a slacker. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. If you've kind of been in the dark, you've kind of lost focus, interest on my content. It's been a year since we put up a podcast. It's been a year. The last podcast I put up was on my birthday last year. My birthday now is 15 days away. We're 15 days away from my birthday. So we're about almost a year from episodes. A lot's happened in this year. First and foremost though, I want to, let's just do this. Let's talk about the daily vlogs because that is a hot topic right now. I did Vlogtober, challenged myself to record and upload a daily vlog every day for the month of October, and I did it. In fact, the only day that I didn't put a quote-unquote vlog up was the day that I put up Bryce's Fear Farm footage. So technically that was the only day that I didn't vlog, but Bryce vlogged and I wanted to make sure that got up and whatnot. So anyway, that was the thing. Other than that, I posted a vlog every day for October. We're now into November, and I've put up a couple vlogs already and basically announced that the daily vlogs are back, and Clintus.tv is now in 2.0, if you want to call it that, because this is where I'm at. I'm still working with my dad and my brothers. It's going to be a long-term thing. When I originally stepped away from content creation to go work with them, in my mind it was 90 days. I was going to be there, give them full 90 days, and then I was going to back off, do some part-time or whatever, and get back to my world. But a lot happened in those 90 days. First and foremost, I say that a lot, by the way. I've noticed that. I think it's the third or fourth time I said first and foremost. It was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. They required a lot more assistance than I thought it was going to. They needed. And very quickly I realized it's going to be a long term. If I'm going to really make an impact, if I'm really going to help them, help my brother, help my dad, it's going to require a lot more of my time. So I figured that out really quickly. The second thing that was the unfortunate side effect is me taking a big step back from my content creation pretty much killed any kind of momentum that I had with my content creation. My Twitch live streams have pretty much died. I'm super grateful for those who do come, those who just come in to renew their subs because they can't watch me in the evenings now. I used to be a daytime streamer. I used to stream 8 to 5, basically. When everyone else was at work, I was here streaming in this chair, this camera, this microphone, and, playing my games and hanging out. And I do miss it. I miss it more than anything else. I said this just last night on a live stream that I miss waking up every day and sitting in this chair with my cup of coffee and starting my morning with, 100 of my closest friends. I do miss that. But unfortunately, that's just not where I'm at right now. And like I said, even if I wanted to come back tomorrow, A, the majority of the people are gone, and B, the financial support is gone. I wouldn't be able to pay my bills just from content creation anymore. Like that, my contract with Twitch expired. I left G Fuel, which was a lot of money, and a couple other things have kind of also expired and fell off the wayside. And because again, I've lost that momentum with the content creation, nothing new has come in. So again, I'm okay with that. I kind of look at my head. I've come to terms with it here a year later that I had my time, right? Like it's like a pro athlete. They make a pro team. They're on the team. They play. They have their good years. Then maybe they switch teams and they have their last couple of years where they're kind of not as good as they used to be, but they're still good. And then they retire, right? No one renews their contracts or they choose to retire, whatever. That's kind of how content creation is for most people. If you think about it, I know a lot of friends that were full-time at one point and no longer are full-time, but they still kind of dabble in the space, or they completely just disappeared, and you know where they're at because they're just gone from content creation in general. It's like that super high 1% of the 1% that continue to, do it and go on. But anyway, I'm content because I see a future with my dad's company. He wants to retire in 2.5 years. My brother's going to take over. He's going to need my help long term. There's a place for me there. And I love the relationship that I am building with my brothers, the relationship that I never had with them as an adult. I moved out when I was 19, never really moved back. I came back briefly in was it 2011? I came back briefly. No, not 2011. What am I talking about? 2003. Whatever year it was. I came back briefly, and then Tiffany and I went and got an apartment together after that. But I didn't live there. I just kind of couch surfed for a couple of weeks until we got our apartment. But I never went back. My brothers kind of formed a relationship, the absence of me, because then it was just the two of them. And they moved out and got a condo together for a while, and they did a lot of stuff together when they were in their 20s that I always missed out on. And then fast forward, I started a family and had full-time jobs, and I worked 9 to 5. They worked early morning or late night. So we just never really got close as adults. And now working with them, essentially, I see both of them 4 days a week, essentially with the days off and everything. I'm building this relationship with them, and it's fantastic. I love my brothers. I love my family more than anything. And they're some of my favorite people. My youngest brother, Travis, is a clown. He makes me laugh harder than anyone else. I absolutely love just bullshitting with him, the stuff he says, the jokes he has, the stories he tells. I'm in tears, split, like holding my stomach because it hurts so bad. My cheeks hurt. He makes me laugh so much. I love being down there with him and hanging out with him. I love hanging out with Travis just in general. Unfortunately, he's a homebody. His family, they don't get out much. So I cherish the moments I get with them at work. Austin and I work very well together. We have a great kind of yin and yang partner relationship going on, and in regards to the business sense of things. And so him and I really started to form this relationship where we bounce off each other. We work really well together. Unfortunately right now, the way the business is, him and I work 7 days a week. There's really not a day that we aren't doing something for the business. So that's the only negative that I could say about right now at this exact moment is that I don't really get a full 100% day off. I have the work phone, which means at any given time, phone rings, text message goes off. I don't have to answer, but at the same time, I kind of have to answer because there's a reason why they're calling or texting, especially on like the weekends. And Austin does the inventory and does all our ordering and keeps track of that stuff, as well as oil changes and mechanic stuff on the vehicles and stuff like that. So it's just that's really the only kind of like negative thing there. But anyway, love the time I have going down there with them. I know I kind of went on a tangent with work, but it kind of goes back full circle, but with the daily vlog. So stick with me. All right, stay with me on this. I try to vlog while I'm at work. This last year, I'd pull my phone out and I'd record a couple clips here and there and try to make little vlogs. I was doing some shorts for a while there. I was doing kind of like a day in the life where I was just doing like my POV in the shorts format, and that was doing okay. But again, I lost the momentum. And I even did a vlog where I said, why don't I vlog more? And I kind of talked about how like it's a very hands-on job, right? I'm constantly like picking things up and moving things. I'm driving a lot. And there's constantly people around. There's constantly, my brothers, my dad, coworkers, other people in the warehouse, customers coming in. So it's kind of hard to, just kind of be doing my own thing with my camera and vlogging because you never know what's going to happen around me. And because where I'm at in the industry that I'm in, vlogging and recording video and that sort of thing is all just kind of foreign to most people around there. So it's just not conducive. Also, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the warehouse, and there's a lot of things in the warehouse that I don't necessarily want to show on camera. We work in a very old industrial building, and it's a big building, but we only use this much of it. And so like you'd see stuff in the background, you're like, what is that? That looks crazy. And you're like, I don't know. We never go over there. Like it's just there, the guy that owns the building doesn't care about the building. So things are just there, and you're just kind of like, so anyway, that's the reason why I didn't vlog more while I thought I would vlog more. I thought I'd be creating more content while I was down there at the warehouse, and it just didn't happen. Now, fast forward to October. I hear about Vlogtober. I see a couple people doing it. I'm like, 30-day vlog challenge? Psh, no, I got this. Like 30 days ain't nothing, right? Plus, it gave me the excuse and the push to stick to it every day, right? I'm going to do this challenge to myself. So I did it. And it only took about a week, maybe two, into the second week that I was like, I'm feeling this. I'm finding my groove. I'm enjoying the routine, and you know, things are going well. It wasn't until towards the end of October where I had my first quote unquote bad mental day. And I talk about my mental health. One of the biggest things that have changed with me since I used to do daily vlogs is the pandemic, right? 2020, the pandemic, politics, all those like 2020 to 2021 really wrecked me mentally. And I'm not the same person. I'm a different person. I think it's safe to say that most people in the world are different post-pandemic. They're not the same person. They don't look at things the same. They don't think the same. There's a lot, everything changed, right? And so I'm more of an emotional guy than I used to be, and things bother me that didn't used to bother me. And I get bummed out. The best way I can put it, I just get bummed out. And when I get bummed out, I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like sharing. I kind of ball up in my mind and just kind of shut down. And I struggled a long time. My wife and kids can attest to this. They knew when something was wrong. They'd ask what's wrong, and I didn't have an answer. Like, nothing's wrong, but I'm just in a bad mood and just don't want to be around anybody. So it makes it very difficult for me to pick up the camera and vlog when I'm in one of those moods. There was a day where there were a couple of vlogs in October where I just didn't end the vlog because my night ended poorly, or my day started off poorly and I didn't vlog until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's something that I will have to continue to struggle with if I'm going to be doing these daily vlogs. But a good friend of mine, Dave Ortiz, at GCX this summer, made a really good point. He said, when you're having those bad days, when you're having those bad moments, because that is the perfect time to pull out your phone and start a live stream, because you know someone's going to show up. You know someone is going to show up and immediately have someone to talk to. And he goes, you're not going to be like, Debbie Downer on the stream. You're going to at least be as, neutral as you can. And then eventually it's going to elevate you, because and I know you love streaming and you love being social and talking. He goes, so the moment people start showing up in your chat room and start talking to you, they don't know you're in a bad mood. They're going to start talking to you, and they're going to immediately cheer you up. And within 10 minutes, you're going to be feeling better. And I was like, you're right, Dave. You're absolutely right. That is a great point. And I've only done it one time, but there have been multiple times that I can think of in the past, like in the last few years, where I didn't want to stream and I skipped a stream. There were definitely days, if you guys followed me hardcore on my live streams, I was streaming, Monday through Friday religiously. There'd be a day where I was like, I was late, and there's like no stream today. Those are those days where I was having the worst days. Literally didn't want to get out of bed. That's why I was late, and then ultimately decided I wasn't going to stream. But there's definitely been times where I've been in those moods and forced myself to stream and immediately feel better, right? I've come home from work and I'm just like, but today's a stream day. I'm going to go live. And within 5 minutes, I'm like, let's go. So it's 100% true. And Dave knows me very well. So we're in November, and funny enough, kind of ironic, I don't have a vlog today. I didn't record one yesterday, and for no reason other than I was just wicked busy. It was a long day. I worked from home on Thursday and had a couple of meetings and stuff, so I didn't really do anything at the warehouse. So I come in Friday and I had a bunch to do. My dad's also out of town, so I had to do his work as well as my work, which I'm not complaining, but it was a long day, and my mind was work, because it was Friday, and I wanted to get everything as much done as I could, because knowing that A, my dad's not around, and B, I'm not going to be in the warehouse today, Saturday. So I didn't vlog at all. And then I got home and I was like, I'm going to do a live stream, right? I got the IRL backpack up and running, dual streaming to Twitch and YouTube. And, but I got home late. By the time I got home, it was like 4 o'clock, I think, 4:30 ish. So it was already late. I'm already behind if I had gotten home at 2 or so, right? Because it was late and because it was Friday, Tiffany came home a little earlier than normal. So she shows up and I'm like, okay, if she's going to be home, I don't want to be streaming. But she's like, oh, I thought you were going to be streaming. So go ahead and stream. Long story short, I didn't start my stream till almost 6 o'clock at night. It worked out great. It was a 2-hour stream. Sierra ended up hanging out with me for most of the time. The VOD is up on YouTube and Twitch if you want to watch it. It's about a 2-hour live stream. We're just hanging out on the back porch. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We answer questions. It's fantastic. Even Tiffany's in the background, and she kind of chimes in a few times as well. But all that happened, and I didn't vlog. And then at that point, I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about a vlog. I did put up a short. So there was a short that I went up late in the evening, and then there's the VOD as well. So as I said in the video where I say the vlogs are back, the daily vlogs are back, I said with an asterisk, my commitment is to put up a piece of content every day on my YouTube channel, Clintus.tv, right? Whether that's a vlog, ideally a vlog, but a vlog, a live stream, a podcast, or even just a YouTube short. My commitment is to put something on the channel, something new, check in with you every day. So now it's up to you, the audience, to look for that if it's not a video, right? Like the shorts, you might have to look for. The posts, you'll definitely have to look for. Now on mobile, they'll show up very quickly. I did just start noticing them on desktop. So it looks like YouTube is finally starting to take posts and put them on desktop a little bit more. They're going hard on that, and I'm trying to go hard on that as well. The other thing I'm trying to go hard on too is shorts. I said hard on, if anyone caught that. I don't know why. It's like when someone says, butts. You said butts. I said hard on. One thing that I'm working hard on is shorts. I suck at short form content. I always have. Like even back in the Vine days, or even you go old school, and only maybe a handful of you guys will ever even know what this is, but 12-second TV was the original TikTok, original Vine. It was literally 12 seconds. I would just post random clips. It was, 12 seconds, right? Vine was 7, I think. They were just random moments, literally just random moments. That I can do. I can do a moment. I can capture a moment, but that's not what, YouTube shorts are. That's not what TikTok is. It's not, at this point, TikTok is the closest thing to a YouTube competitor that we have. You can do long form videos now on TikTok, and some people do. Some people will put long form videos on TikTok. I know obviously the shorter ones do the best because people are just scrolling and swiping, but I've always struggled with short form content because I'm a long-winded person. I like to talk. If you couldn't tell, my two favorite things to do are live streaming and vlogging, which is my talking head for long periods of time. And then, obviously that's why my channel's never just exploded, because I do this a lot, right? The most popular videos on my channel are the ones where I'm not talking as much. Let's just be real. I know this, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. This is who I am. That's the reason why I feel like the podcast is so important. I should be podcasting more than vlogging, to be honest with you. The problem with that is that this requires structure and planning, and that is two things that I'm not good at. Vlogging is off the cuff, spontaneous, sporadic, just whip it out and start vlogging. And that's why it's always worked for me. Live streaming, just hit the go live button. And now I'm here and I'm going to talk to whoever shows up. And so the content is created in real time. That is my style. That is who I am. That is what I do best, in air quotes. And therefore, that's why the podcast, even though it is one of the best formats for me, is the one that I struggle with the most because it requires the most planning. I have to reach out to a guest. I have to schedule a time. I have to plan to be available at that time. And then once you do the recording, I have to go then and do the uploading and the or editing. And it's just like, there's just too many steps. There's too many barriers for me to overcome that I give up on it. That's just that's my thing. So anyway, it's November, and I've said that the daily vlogs are back. And by that, I mean, I'm going to do to the best of my ability to vlog every day and upload every day. That's my goal. And I plan on continuing to do that. With that being said, a lot of people obviously want to see the kids. They want to see what Bryce and Sierra are up to. And I've said this, a dozen times. I'll continue to say it a dozen more, and until literally every person in the world has heard this. They are growing up and they are their own people. Sierra is literally an adult. She'll be 19 this month. She has a car. She has multiple jobs. She's going to college. She has a boyfriend. She is, short of her just sleeping here, she is not here. She lives her own life, does her own thing, does not require anything from us. She's very independent. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that she's independent. I'm glad that she is her own person and can do her own thing and does not require mommy and daddy. That makes me proud. Bryce is on track to do the exact same thing. He's 16. He has a job. He has his license. Doesn't have a car yet. He still relies on our cars. But he is that close away from being like Sierra and just doing his own thing. As it stands right now, Sierra, Tiffany takes him to school every morning. And then one of us either drop off a car for him to drive himself home because he stays at school so late. He's at school about 12 hours a day with after school projects and stuff. He does this sports medicine training stuff, which we're going to talk about that in another episode. Bryce will be back on the podcast very soon. So stay tuned for that. I'll tell you all about that. But he's at school basically for 12 hours a day. So we try to plan where we drop a car off for him, so we don't have to worry about picking him up. He can just come home when he ever wants to. But there are some evenings where he has basketball practice or something, and he's not out quite as late, and so we do pick him up. But other than that, he's pretty independent on his own. So they're just not around as much. If you've been watching the vlogs regularly for the last couple of years, the kids are just around less and less and less, and they're going to continue being less and less around to the point where they move out and literally are not here at all. Then there's Tiffany. Tiffany, I said this a couple times before. Tiffany never loved the vlogs. She never loved being on camera. For many years in the early days, if you go back and watch the early vlogs, she was never on camera. You barely even hear her behind the camera. It was like pulling teeth to even get her to record the kids for me while I was at work. Fast forward to 2015, I quit my job. She quits her job. This is our full-time living now, and this is our business. Then she felt obligated to vlog. And then it became kind of more natural. Like, okay, pick up the camera, and I'm talking to the camera, and just the kids are with me, and yada, 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 right? I just got to tell a quick little story. It got easier for her, but she never loved it. And the reason you could tell that she never loved it is because she never posted anything on her own. She never posted on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. She never created her own channel, even though we talked about maybe doing a cooking channel. She just couldn't get over the fact that she would have to be on, She's a very quiet, shy, reserved person. Even to this day, she still does not post anything. She's just a voyeur, a lurker, And so fast forward to today, and she has zero desire to pick up my phone or camera to vlog and capture anything. If she does it, it is pure randomness. I'm in the middle of doing something like Halloween. I was helping Bryce with his costume. She picked up my phone and vlogged just to capture that moment because it was a moment of me and Bryce. She saw that but that's it. So why am I saying this? I'm telling you this because I'm trying to set expectations that I'm going to continue vlogging daily, but it's going to be like 99% just me. Now, obviously the kids have no problem being on camera. They have no problem talking to me and sharing their life with me, especially Sierra. She's definitely more like me where she likes to be social. She's even thinking about bringing her YouTube channel back at some point. So, she's talking about that. But, Bryce started streaming a couple years ago. He just had his 2-year anniversary, I think, or 3-year anniversary. And he barely streams, even all summer. He had all summer and he barely touched it, barely did it. Again, he's more like his mom. He just doesn't have that desire to all eyes on me. He doesn't want to be Mr. Popular. So the vlogs are going to be a thing. We're going to continue vlogging, but it's going to be mostly me. And I'm okay with that. Wait, I'm sorry. I missed something there. It's going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. We are losing subscribers right now. And I'm okay with that. I wish there was a purge button. I wish there was a way for me to say, hey, if you haven't watched my content in 6 months, 12 months, unsubscribe. I wish we could do that. I wish YouTube would just do that every year. The purge, the big purge of the year. If you haven't watched content on a channel for X amount of time, we are going to unsubscribe to you. I wish it would do that because you get you get better analytics. You get more specific analytics. I am all in on my analytics right now on YouTube, and they give you so much information about your audience, but it's so skewed for me because my audience, I have 786,000 subscribers, and the vast majority of them came from the family vlogs, and still have people to this day who watch those old family vlogs when the kids were littler and the videos were more fun and whatever, right? So what do? When they're not watching my content, they're watching other family vlogs. They're watching other family vloggers that have 6 kids from 20 to 2, and it's that's not the content that I'm creating today. So I'm looking at my analytics and what are your audience watching when you're not watching you? And it's family vloggers. What videos are they watching? Family vloggers. I'm or it's some young 16, 17-year-old that, came from a vlogging family that's got money. So all their videos are bling, bling, cars and this and that. Or they're doing pranks, and none of it is my type of content. And so I'm struggling to find other creators that are still kind of doing that quote unquote old school vlogs. I know they do exist. I just found a couple this morning, and I plan on going and watching some more of their vlogs, but it's I am an old school vlogger. I know that. I don't do any of the fancy stuff that vloggers do today. I don't really put music in the background. I don't do all the jump, zoom in, zoom out, bounce, I understand that people's attention spans require that. I also know that there is a huge group of individuals on YouTube that are my age, that are older than me, that don't want the seizure-inducing popping off and the what's up guys, like they just want to talk and have a conversation, and that's who I'm reaching. It's just a smaller group, it's a smaller demographic, and it's going to take more time to reach them. I'm okay with that. This is my second tour, if you will, of vlogging and YouTubing. I became a full-time YouTuber. I made it. I reached the goal of becoming a full-time YouTuber, full-time content creator, moved over, became a Twitch streamer, grew Twitch, like made my living off of Twitch, not YouTube. Like I feel like I've done these things, and it's like I'm okay if I don't, if I don't get the views like I used to get. I'm okay with that. Sure, I'd love to get more views. I'd love to get more subscribers, and which ultimately increases my revenue and my opportunities for fun experiences, right? That's the one thing I miss more than anything is like the Monster Jam stuff and the Supercross stuff and the vacations and the trips. Like we got these awesome experiences, and then we also got to share it with you guys. I do miss that. That's the one thing that I wish at some point I get to a level where people start paying attention, going, oh, let's talk to Clintus. That's one thing that I do wish. So other than that, I am completely content with, the few thousand people that watch my videos regularly. I look at my analytics and I can see that the videos of my talking head that, hover around 3,000 views. You look at the analytics, those are mostly my subscribers, right? The majority of those views are my subscribers. The videos that pop off and get 10,000 views or more, those are not my subscribers. Those got picked up in the algorithm. They got picked up in search. My DoorDash videos got picked up in Google search. Like people are searching on Google and getting my videos, and those kind of popped off. But you look at the analytics, they just watch that one video and they don't subscribe. They don't come back. They just watch, they got the information they were looking for, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they watched the video and go, what, this is like a vlog. I don't want this. I just want to know about DoorDash, and they leave. So it's a very tricky thing. But it's exciting. I feel reinvigorated because I'm like getting back into YouTube, and there's so much more to the platform than there was 5, 6, 7 years ago when I was doing this full time. So much has changed, and YouTube has given us so much more information. It's just fantastic. I love it. And so it's like, I'm hyped, right? I'm all hyped again about YouTube. And so that I think also feeds into the vlogs. Like I want to vlog because I want to post the vlog, and then I want to look at the analytics, and it's like a game. I feel like it's a game. It was a game back in the day. It was a game when I was on Twitch. I'm back in the game, and I'm trying to play the game, and I don't, and like I said, I have a new sense of I don't care about the numbers as much, not in respect of like, I don't need to be hitting certain numbers and making so much amount of money because it's not my full-time job anymore. I have a full-time job. I'm building a business with my family. This now is like my hobby. YouTube's become a hobby again, but it's like the hobby is making the videos and watching the numbers. Like I said earlier, my big thing that I'm working on right now is the shorts. I'm trying to crack the code with shorts, like finding a formula, a blueprint for me to make shorts regularly. Now I've got a couple of ideas, and I'm going to be playing around this weekend with it. But I still haven't got that figured out just yet. As soon as that clicks for me, man, I'm telling you, that's when the channel is going to go, because shorts right now are blowing up. If you're not making shorts on YouTube, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity, because they're pushing the product hard to compete with TikTok and Instagram, and they're working. It's working. I mean, I just saw a statistic recently. I think it's a couple months old, but it's like 7 billion views, short views a day. Like I don't know, it's something ridiculous. I don't know if it's a day or a week or whatever. It was like 7 billion. The number was 7 billion short views in a short amount of time. It wasn't like a month or something like that. It was like a day or a week. It's something crazy. But I believe it. Because think about it, right? You watch a video, you swipe. You watch a video, you swipe. Like you could watch 30 videos, which equates to 30 views in moments. You know what I'm saying? Shorts can only be 60 seconds right now. They haven't really talked about if they're going to increase the amount of time. Everybody wants them to, but YouTube also wants to say, hey, look, we make long form content. It's over here. You want to watch long form content? It's over here. Shorts are shorts for a reason. Now I could see them maybe increasing it to 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. But other than that, I think that's the cutoff. I don't think they're going to go much longer than that. I don't know. I think TikTok's like 10 minutes now or something like that. But anyway, so to wrap up this topic, because I have a couple other topics I want to talk about, daily vlogs, daily piece of content every day here on YouTube, Clintus.tv. If you're listening to this podcast in your podcast feed, I do record these live with video, and they'll be on YouTube. There is a podcast playlist. YouTube basically, if you make it a playlist and then you mark it as a podcast, they classify it as a podcast, but essentially it's a playlist. So there is a podcast playlist. There's a podcast page on YouTube. They're pushing podcasts for hard as well. So another reason why I need to be doing podcasts, because it's just another category on YouTube. Along with my live streams, been live streaming as well. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I just want to make that a point that I'm going hard again on YouTube. For now, I'm excited about it. I got the bug. I'm going in on it, and that's where my focus is right now. So if you're a fan of the vlogs, you're a fan of the Clintus.tv, buckle up, because we're going on a trip. So streams, real quick. We'll talk about streams. Twitch released their exclusivity clause and all the partner agreements. You can now multi-stream anywhere at the same time with an asterisk. Again, there's always a little asterisk. You're not supposed to have any alerts or chat on the screen from other platforms when you're live on Twitch, which is fine. I don't really care about that as much, but nevertheless, that's the one stipulation. Other than that, you can multi-stream. So my goal is, everything's set up right now. When I'm in this chair playing video games, I will stream to twitch.tv/Clintus, but I'll also now stream to youtube.com/Clintus Games, my gaming channel that's pretty much dead. Stopped uploading, stopped posting a couple years ago. In fact, I lost monetization. I lost my partnership with that channel. I don't even make any money on that channel anymore, but I'm confident that if I start live streaming there on a regular basis and or make more shorts, which I put a couple of shorts up there recently, and they already got like 1,000 views. So it's, again, there's something there. I can pick up monetization back up pretty quickly, so I'm not really worried about that. Again, not really worried about the money aspect of it as much, but I will live stream to both Twitch and YouTube. When I do IRL streams from my IRL backpack, which like we did last night, I will stream from Clintus.tv. I'm sorry, to Twitch and to Clintus.tv, because it's a IRL/vlog style stream. So moving forward, they'll always be on both platforms. If I stream from mobile from my phone, those will be exclusively to YouTube. And the reason for that is two things. One, again, it's a vlog style content, the IRL stream, which for my phone, very intimate, close to my phone face, like a vlog. So it feels like it belongs on the YouTube channel. But also, YouTube is going hard with their vertical live streams. They're recommending you to do vertical live streams because it goes in the shorts feed, which, again, more exposure, more opportunity for new people to find the channel that never heard of me. Very exciting. Very exciting. Now, Twitch is doing a lot of cool things right now too as well. They're doing a lot of discovery things. They're doing more vertical stuff. They're doing more stuff with clips. I think I can live stream there vertical as well. I haven't tried it yet, but there just seems to be more opportunity for that particular format on YouTube. So for now, if I pick up my phone and want to go live, I'm going to go live on YouTube. So if you are interested in catching live streams on YouTube, unfortunately, you have to turn on the bell and hit all notifications in order to get those live stream notifications. I hope that one day YouTube says, hey, you know what, let's just make notifications for live, because maybe people don't want to care about the videos as much. But you have to have notifications on for all my content in order to get notifications for the live content, which means you're going to get a notification when I post a vlog, long form video, such as this podcast. You'll also get a notification for all my shorts. Right now, I'm not posting shorts, but even if I posted one a day plus a vlog, now you're getting 2 notifications a day. And then I go live, that's a 3rd notification you might get. So just keep that in mind. Some people are like, I'm not getting notifications, you're going live. I'm like, do you have the bell ring? They're like, no. I'm like, well, that's why. You have to have notifications turned on. Otherwise, you just happen to catch me on your homepage when I'm live, then you're in luck. But yeah, as far as like live streaming on a regular basis, I miss it so much. I really do. I miss sitting in this chair and playing video games. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to continue playing video games. There's new games coming up that I'm excited about. We played through Starfield. We played through Cyberpunk. I'm getting ready to jump into the Cyberpunk DLC. The new Call of Duty comes out next week. I plan on jumping in that and playing a lot of that. That's actually what I'm going to start streaming to Clintus Games and hopefully rejuvenate the channel, because I have a lot of old COD subscribers and I'm hoping to bring them back in and rejuvenate the channel on COD specifically. But yeah, I'm still a gamer. I miss video games. I miss playing video games. But there's something wired in my brain where it's like, if I'm playing video games, I should be live. If I'm playing video games, I should be talking to chat. And so it's really hard for me to not, it's hard for me to play video games and not be talking to chat, if that makes any sense. And it sounds weird, but that's just the last 10 years. That's how I've played video games, is talking to chat and talking to people. And it's like, it's weird not to. So yeah, that's going to continue to happen. I have a note here that I can't read. What the hell? Anyway, okay. Next thing, yeah, we talked about work, talked about video games. family. So as I kind of talked about briefly, you know, the kids are busy. I put all that stuff in there. I had topics I want to talk about, but I kind of already mashed them together. Sierra's doing well. She's just had her midterms in her first semester of college. She's digging that. She is going to school to be an elementary school teacher. So she wants to be an elementary school teacher. She actually is currently student teaching in a 3rd grade class. Really enjoys that. Her ideal situation would be like 1st through 3rd. She could do kindergarten, but she kind of wants to start with 1st grade. And then 4th, 5th, and 6th she would do, but that's when the kids, they switch classes and you know, start getting kind of crappy with adolescence and whatnot. So she's like, I just want to stick with the young kids for now. Bryce is struggling. I shouldn't say struggling. Junior has definitely been the hardest year for him so far. He has a lot of schoolwork, a lot more homework than he's used to having. He takes 2 honors classes and an AP class, so he's got just a lot more workload on top of basketball, on top of his athletic training. He loves his athletic training, sports medicine that he's in school for, but also doing extracurricular work for. He's the host of vice president, so he's part of this like big like club that went, like, they've won state. His school's won state like the last 4 years or something like that in HOSA. So big weight on his shoulders as the vice president and future president, most likely next year. But both kids are doing very well. They continue to make me proud as a father. Both kids continue to just be amazing humans, and specifically Bryce being the younger one, growing up, you know, into a young man and kind of figuring out who he is. It's thrilling. It's thrilling. I just get the feel. Sierra and I went and saw the Taylor Swift Eras tour movie the other night, and there was a moment where I heard her singing, and I just kind of like looked over to her. I didn't want to like make a big like look at her, like stare at her, but I kind of just turned my head a little bit, and I'm not even joking. I probably stared at her and watched her for like 30, 45 seconds because she was just so thrilled to be watching Taylor Swift and singing the song, and just she was in her moment, in her zone, and it was me watching her do that. And it's like watching the kids play sports, right? Or now we watch Bryce on the sidelines of a football game. You know, it's just exciting to watch them do. We've been to Sierra's work and watch her work, and it's like watching her be her own person, separated from mom and dad. You know, it's like, it's thrilling. It really is thrilling. I just can't. I'm so excited to like watch them continue to grow as humans and as adults, and you know, wherever their lives take them, with partners, with jobs, with careers, with kids, wherever their life takes them. I'm just so excited to be there and watch every moment of their life. I really am. Dad's doing good, health-wise. He's strong as an ox. He's trying this new diet and he's loving it. Apparently he's having all kinds of great, I guess side effects, but like so far the diet's doing very well for him. He's actually in California right now at Glen Helen, running his race that he races every year. And so this is the 2nd year now that he's been able to go and not have to worry about work, because we got work covered for him, right? Every year before that, he always had to work while he was there. He's on his laptop. You know, he doesn't have to do that now. It's great. So he's thoroughly enjoying it. It's like a real vacation for him. Tiffany is doing great. She's got like 4 apps that she's working now. She used to do just DoorDash, then she did Instacart. She likes Instacart better than DoorDash, so she was just doing that. Now she's got like these like 3 other apps. She prefers the shopping. She prefers going to the grocery store or Target or whatever and shopping for people, and that's her bread and butter. She'll do a DoorDash in between to kind of like, you know, supplement the downtimes. But she's killing it. She's doing really well. She's got her strategies and things figured out, and she's just doing great. She's loving it. She's happy. So it works out. And my mom, I don't unfortunately get to talk to nearly as much as I'd like to, cause you know, she lives about an hour away, and, she still battles with bouts of depression, and she has multiple health problems, nothing critical, but she just doesn't feel good a lot of times. And so it makes her not want to be around anybody or have people around. But for the most part, she's doing well. She's actually getting new flooring put in her house right now. So when that's done next week, I'm going over there to help her move furniture back in the house and hook up her washer and dryer and stuff like that. So you guys will see her in the vlog soon, I promise. Okay, so that was pretty much all the things I wanted to talk about. So let's just we're about 40 minutes into the podcast here. We'll kind of round it out to the future. I already talked about the future for the YouTube channel, the plan to continue to vlog and live stream and work on shorts and whatnot, continue doing the podcast here. I do plan on getting guests back on the podcast on a regular basis. The last two guests we had were Chuck and Bryce. They're definitely going to come back on the podcast. I've even kind of talked to somebody about being a reoccurring host or co-host, where it's like maybe not like every single episode, but hey, if I don't have a guest, they're going to come on and be a guest, and there'll always be someone, you know, to talk to. I've been listening to a lot more podcasts in my car, on the way to work, on the way home from work, while I'm doing my like shopping and whatnot. And you know, I listen to some that are educational, that are giving me facts and information, and I do enjoy those, but I definitely feel like those are the ones where I almost have to like lay down and just listen to, because I'm in the middle of working stuff. I'm not retaining the information as well. The ones I tend to like the most are the ones where it's like two people bantering back and forth, telling jokes, talking trash, telling stories. And I miss that. That's what the podcast was originally going to be, was like, you know, this riffing with Clintus, where it's like, let's just bullshit for an hour. And I want to get back to that. And that's what the plan is. So I've already got 3 people lined up for the next couple of episodes. So stay tuned for that. Aside from that, like I said, future with my dad's company. My brother, you know, in the next 2 to 3 years, my dad wants to retire, which means my brother will be full control. But knowing my brother, he will need my help. He'll need assistance. Again, we work very well together. We have this very nice yin and yang. The things he's good at are the things that I'm not good at. The things that I'm good at are the things he's not good at. And I feel like we will complement each other very well. What that looks like, who knows? We got 2 to 3 years out. So, you know, who knows where we'll be at that point. But in the short term, starting next week, going to get back to hitting the sales and trying to, you know, gather up new customer base, grow our customer base, because ultimately that's what we got to do to continue to grow the business. Other than that, I guess it comes down to what questions you have. What would you like to hear on the podcast? What would you like for me to talk about? I'm actually, as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to record a video for the YouTube channel asking for Q&A. We're going to do a Q&A. I want to try out the reply with a short format that YouTube's pushing right now, where I literally answer your question with a YouTube short. So if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment down below. What would you like me to talk about on the podcast? What would you like to hear? Maybe like a longer version of it, because I talk about it on streams, and it's usually like short little like responses or short little versions of the stories, or in a YouTube video or in a YouTube comment. They're just short little things. Is there something you want to hear more in depth? That's a great thing for the podcast. So let that down below. If you're listening to this on your podcast feed, Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever, then you can tweet at me, or X. It's still Twitter. I'm always going to call it Twitter, but it's X, at Clintus, and just hit me up on there and be like, hey, Clintus, listen to the podcast. Here's my question. Or you can DM me on Instagram or on Discord, or you can join the Discord, discord.gg/Clintus. You know, hit me up in there, say what's up, and you ask a question there, and I'll do my best to answer the question here on the podcast and or on YouTube and that sort of thing. Other than that, I think that's it. I feel like I said everything I wanted to say. We're jump starting the podcast. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button either here on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google, Slacker. Is Slacker still a thing? I don't know. It tells me there's like 9 places that it goes to. So, you know, anywhere you look for, listen to the podcast, you just search for Riffing with Clintus, hit that subscribe button or follow button or whatever. And new episodes will pop up the moment they're uploaded, which, cross my fingers, hopefully we'll get back to once a week. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the support wherever you give it. I'm Clintus on all the socials. So if you want to follow me on any of the social media platforms, I'm Clintus. I think Facebook is Clintus.tv because that's the page. Clintus is my personal thing that I don't ever use. I never post on it. So Clintus.tv on Facebook. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.